Warriors. How are you guys? What's happening? It's Thursday. It is October 17th. It's just about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm coming at you live from just outside of Springfield, Ohio. And it's going to be a little bit of a short live today. I just wanted to come on and kind of update you guys on the cases that I've been talking about with you over the course of this week. Just getting some more clarity, like with the H ghost imposter that was wreaking havoc on the streets of YouTube with the Madeline Soto case. That whole mess that Ninja Chihuahua and Plunder, both those channels did such a good job of just nailing it. So kudos to them for outing the troll. What a nightmare. And really, I mean, it's not a surprise to any of us, is it? These are the types of things that are basically commonplace on the streets of YouTube. So this is why we have to be so cautious, so careful. Take everything with a grain of salt and trust no one, right? Not even me. I mean, you can trust yourself and that's about it. So that's my rule anyway, which is why I try to be consistent so that I know I can trust myself. So yeah, let's just go over the basics. Where's the creeper thumb? It's right here. Please hit that like button if you don't mind too much. It is awesome for the algorithm. Over here is my little subscribe, share, and turn on your notification bell if you please. And how cool is that I put notification or notify right above the print of the Liberty Bell? That was not on purpose, maybe unconsciously or subconsciously, but I realized that yesterday because that was the first time I had the sign over there. And that Liberty Bell is not usually in my set, but I love it and I've wanted to include it in my set for a long time. So now it is. And doesn't it go so perfect with the notification bell? All right. So everything I say is simply my opinion for the sake of hoping to start a conversation, not just with myself, but hopefully there's some people out there in YouTube land ready to converse. And I do have everything plugged in. All my videos are made for YouTube. It's an entertainment platform. I aim to be educational. I hope to learn something. And I hope that others find an educational value in it. And let's just jump right into the terrible, awful case of Laura Ackerson, the woman who was, her life was taken by her ex and his new wife when their brand new baby was less than a month old. This was in North Carolina back in 2011. They basically lured Laura with the baby with a promise of that she'd get to hold a newborn baby, which is something most of us just, cherish. Kind of the fresher, the better, right? I didn't understand that until I was a mom myself. Like, why does it matter if they're like a week old or a year old? What's the difference? It's like donuts. You want them the fresher, the better. I mean, they're just so freaking scrumptious. Not in that way. But I mean, they're just so cuddly. They're like warm little balls of clay. And then as they develop, they're not so squishy and so easy. They're more wiggly and heavier and, more difficult to snuggle. So when they're fresh, they'll let you snuggle them. They love it. They love to be like wrapped up like little burritos and all that jazz. Anyway, so Laura was lured into the death trap basically with something as cute and as hopeful as holding a newborn. They're considered newborn until they're a month old, and the baby was just under a month old. And then I've described to you how Amanda and Grant Hayes took her life, trigger warning, dismembered her in their bathroom. And I had to watch it a fourth time to figure out if those little toddler boys were home, Grant the fourth and Gentle. And yes, they were. They were home. It kind of slipped out of Amanda's mouth when she was trying to get herself off the hook and throw Grant under the bus. And she said that, her and Laura had gotten into a scuffle. They kind of bumped into each other. Laura overreacted and fell down and died. And then she says that she didn't know that Laura was injured that badly. She was just on the floor. And then she took the kids and left. And it wasn't until she came back that she realized that Laura's life had been, taken out of her. So she took the kids and left. So that was the admission of the kids being home when this happened. That's what I'd been looking for. And it took me 4 times of watching that 2020 episode to just catch that little slip. This is why, as detectives, it's so important to have things recorded and play them back, and sometimes play them in slower than normal, sometimes playing them faster than normal. You catch different things every time. So it's just that one little split second, practically, like right in the middle. I didn't timestamp it. Maybe I will. But man, Amanda slipped up. So she admitted that the boys were there when her and Grant offed their mother. And I don't know for sure how old they were, but I'm going to guess about 3 and 5. And like I was saying yesterday, the 5-year-old is probably going to remember everything. And the 3-year-old is probably going to remember just the super traumatic snippets. So not only were they there when that happened, they were also in the car on the trip to Texas when Grant and Amanda had their, trigger warning again, their dismembered mother's remains in their U-Haul trailer. And they drove from North Carolina to Texas to dispose of the evidence. And this is in the summertime. This is in the heat of North Carolina and Texas in July. So mid-July. Texas is really hot. And North Carolina, I think, gets pretty warm too. And all of that is a very humid area. So the what I'm getting at is the odor is going to be horrendous. And certainly those little boys are going to be catching that. So I got nobody here, and I'm so sad, but that's all right. It is just 10 minutes in almost. And let's maybe talk a little bit more about how your adversaries will try to use your strengths against you, turn your assets into weaknesses, and take you out. So I think we have a lot of that on YouTube with trolls and with other content creators that get cutthroat competitive. And that's so much drama, and it's so not what I'm here for. I don't think that that's what a lot of us are here for. And I try to steer clear of that. So, yeah. Anyway, if I'm all by my lonesome, I don't know that I want to just sit up here and talk to myself. Maybe I'll just keep this one super short. Is anybody out there? Oh no. So sad. Maybe there's somebody that is lurking and just can't say hello because they're driving or something like that. They have their hands in cookie dough or something. They're in the bath, right? Taking a bath while watching a live on YouTube. So, yeah, I think I'll just wrap it up. I think I'll just keep this super short. Just coming on to say hello and promote all the music that I love so much. So, you guys got to listen to that AJR band that I keep telling you about. If you haven't yet, I'll put a couple of their very best songs in the description. I'll put links to a couple of their very best songs. And let's just talk about Kylie Rodney for a quick second before I wrap up, because I was going to touch on the Madeline Soto case with that ridiculous H Ghost poser, and then talking about the Laura Ackerman case momentarily, just to let you guys know that the children were home when that happened. I just can't imagine people doing that when they've got 2 little toddlers and a newborn baby in the house. That's so frightening. That type of violence that close to little kids. I mean, that's crazy without the little kids present, but with the little kids present, it's just surreal. And then, whatever type of violence it was that Kylie Rodney was exposed to, whatever situation could have been so gruesome that Sam Brown, the Nevada County Sheriff's captain, would have used that word and said, if anybody saw anything gruesome, that they need to get counseling for. Craziness. So the Nevada County Sheriff's Department, the Placer County Sheriff's Department, those two are right next to each other. They work hand in hand. They utilize the same medical examiner, and they were both basically leads in Kylie Rodney's case. Placer County was the original lead because the call came from the lodge, which was just outside of Nevada County, in Placer County, where Sheriff Wayne Wu had just been promoted to sheriff the month before. And why did the sheriff before him vacate the position? It's a good question. I know I've asked it many times. I don't think I've ever gotten the solid information of why that sheriff left their duty basically early. They probably said that they were having like a early medical retirement or something like that, but what was really going on behind the scenes? Wayne Wu was doing some pretty illegal, perverted type of stuff allegedly while on duty, and maybe that was part of what the sheriff just didn't want to deal with, having to discipline him and having to go toe to toe with him. Anyway, when the investigation got rolling, and then the alleged party at the sanctuary out there at the the campground. Why is my brain going blank? I'm just thinking sanctuary. I can't even think of the name of the lake right now up there. So you got Tahoe, Donner. Okay, I'm just going to erase this video. The campground begins with a P, and then the lake that begins with a P. Let's see. Nevada County. I'm just so sad that nobody's here with me. Nevada County, California. Still no one. So sad. And if we look at the map, so yeah, Donner Lake is the one that I've been to. That, let's see. And then, of course, it doesn't even have them on here. It has Donner, of course. Here we go, Prosser Creek Reservoir. Man, I can't believe my brain went so blank on that. So the Prosser Family Campground and the Prosser Creek Reservoir in Nevada County. So then it became a Nevada County case. And then I'm often talking about the Nevada County Sheriff's Deputy Stanio, whose brother is a California State Highway Patrol Trooper, Matthew Stanio, that Christopher Stanio was involved in the search for Kylie Rodney. And then his stepdaughter goes missing 2 months later, Trinity Backus. And her mother had just moved back in with him after they'd been divorced for a little while. So what's up with those Stanio brothers? Where do they come into the story, with one of them being a trooper for the California State Highway Patrol and one of them being a deputy for the Nevada County Sheriff's Department? And then these two 16-year-old beauties going missing within 2 months of each other, both of them turning up deceased, both of them basically being blamed for their own demise, and nobody held accountable. And and nothing suspicious to see over here, folks, right? Stampede Lake, that was the other one, or Stampede Reservoir, right? So Boca, Stampede, and Prosser. And, it's just infuriating, isn't it? It's like we've been hitting our heads against brick walls for 2 years. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up because I just feel so neglected over here by myself in my little corner on YouTube. And I will try to give more warning when I am ready to do my live tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to get one done tomorrow. And hopefully there'll just be more of my regulars here. So I don't know where Fred Field and Annie Ruler and Annie Potts and Granny Annie and J.R. Nana Boomer and all my old faithfuls, you guys. I miss you. Come say hi. All right. Peace out. Have a lovely afternoon. Hopefully you're just doing good stuff, taking care of yourself. Make sure you stay hydrated and get good nourishment and just chill. Take good care of yourself. Stay relaxed and just be true. Be true to yourself. And peace out. Thanks for watching. If you're watching, maybe I'll take it down.